In this lesson, we will round whole numbers up to 1 million. In the previous lesson, we rounded numbers up to 9,999. Today we get to extend our practice to numbers even greater in value. Rounding is an essential skill for students for day-to-day life situations, including those which require estimation. We will use the number line to help us round today. Our number line is a tool to help us more deeply understand the rounding concept. When I was taught to round numbers, I was given instructions to circle the number being rounded to, look at the number to the right of it. If it was a 0 to 4, I would round down, and 5 through 9, I would round up. That was something I had to memorize in order to round a number correctly. I had no understanding of the value of the number when rounding. I was more focused on the steps of circling the digit, looking at the number, etc., rather than the fact of seeing what the number is closest to. By using a number line, students are able to understand what rounding really is. It helps students to have a deeper understanding and are more likely to apply the skill in real situations. We will start off rounding 12,083 to the thousands place. First, let's focus on the two thousands the number falls between. The number 2 in the thousands place will be the first benchmark number. The number falls between 2,000 and 3,000. I then mark the benchmark numbers of 12,000 and 13,000 on the number line. The next step is to find the halfway point between 12,000 and 13,000. Halfway is 12,500. This helps me correctly place 12,083 on my number line. Looking at the number, I am able to see that 12,000 is the closest benchmark number. So 12,083 rounded to the nearest thousands place is 12,000. Next, let's round 437,021 to the nearest 10,000. My first step is to think what two 10,000s 437,021 is closest to. I mark the benchmark numbers of 430,000 and 440,000. I then find the halfway or midpoint between these numbers. I mark 435,000 on the number line. The number I am rounding is 437,021, and I can mark it on the number line. By doing so, I am able to see that it is between 435,000 and 440,000 and close to 440,000. So 437,021 rounds to 440,000. Our next number is 130,465. We will round it to the hundreds place. I need to make sure I focus on the place we are rounding to. The benchmark numbers I will mark are 130,400 and 130,500 because we are rounding to the hundreds place. The midpoint or halfway mark between the two is 130,450. Next, I mark 130,465 on the number line. I see that it is between 130,450 and 130,500 and closer to the benchmark of 130,500, thus rounding to 130,500. The last number in this lesson we will round is 37,799 to the nearest thousand. I will mark 37,000 and 38,000 as my benchmark numbers, keeping in mind I am rounding to the nearest thousand. The midpoint then can be marked as well. 37,500 is placed between the two numbers. As I place 37,799 on my number line, I can see that it is closer to 38,000. So 37,799 rounded to the nearest thousand is 38,000. The objective of this lesson was to round whole numbers up to 1 million. We met this objective by using a vertical number line. We practiced rounding hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s by placing benchmark numbers. We found the midpoint and placed the number to visually see what benchmark number it is closest to. This helped us visually round numbers to different place values within 1 million.